Hey guys, welcome back to another day in windy Wyoming. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the cheapest ways to get started in reloading. I'm starting a new video series where I'm going to break down some of the cheapest and easiest ways to get started. Number one, I'd really recommend buying a manual either on your phone or in person. They have a lot of info that'll just get you started. But if you don't even want to buy any of that, this little pamphlet in here is really all you would need for your calibers. So you're going to need a die set, a press, a way to measure powder, and that's about it. And so those things I'm going to go over in this series specifically. Today we're going to be loading up 4570 and we're going to be using the cheapest powder measures in the world, which are these lead dippers. You can just use a little scale like this, $20 scale off of Amazon, and just trickle in some powder until you get your desired measurements. But I want to show you how accurate these lead dippers can be and how to use them. So I really recommend getting started with a set of lead dies because they come with everything you need. Inside here, you're going to have your pamphlet, your dies, a dipper that's sized appropriately, and your shell holder that'll work in a single stage press. When you look at this pamphlet, it tells you what you need to check for on your brass. So when it's fired, it'll expand a little bit, and it needs to be below that length there in order for it to be safe. And then also the same thing with the overall dimensions of the cartridge. Tells you what bullet diameters you're going to need, and it tells you how to set up your dies. Bear with me. So it tells you how to set up your dies. And then it also tells you, or gives you, a little basically reloading manual for the specific cartridge. 4570 comes in 3 different loading pressures. One for antique trapdoor rifles, another one for lever actions, and one for modern rifles like the Thompson Center. So this is for all guns, so trapdoor loads. If you were to look here, we're going to be loading up a trapdoor load with H335, but we're not doing it for 250 grain. We're doing a 405 grain. It's not listed there, but that doesn't mean that it's not, a valuable powder for that bullet weight. When you go on hodgenreloading.com, they give you free recipes, and the recipe listed for H335, a lead bullet, 405 grain, is about 50 grains of powder, 49 to 51, I believe. If you look here, though, let's just take this 250 grain for example. Not only will they say your starting grains in grains, which is a weight measurement, but they'll also give you the equivalent in cc's. Every powder has a different powder density or energy level, and so they're going to require different charges even with different powders for the same bullet. And then here is the lead dipper that they recommend, which is close to the cc's. And then there's your maximum grains, and then there's the cartridge overall length. The minimum, you don't want to go below that, and so you can go longer than that if your chamber allows it, or else the pressure will increase if you go below it. So I went to hodgenreloading.com, trapdoor loads for 4570, and I looked up the 405 grain, and it's 50 and 2.54. So the equivalent of that in a lead dipper is about 3.2 cc's. So I put this dipper in here that I have. It's a 1.6. So I want to show you how to use these and how accurate they can be. When you get something like this, you can just use the dippers, but I recommend getting a little cheap scale like this just to verify that you're right. It comes with the weight to calibrate it and a little dish. This is a plastic dish. This one is a metal dish that came with another reloading powder dispenser. And so I want to show you guys, I've already loaded these up, but I want to show you how accurate these can be. This is 2 dippers worth, and it should be about 50 grains. So 4.96. Let's see if we can duplicate that. I recommend putting your powder in a coffee cup or something that's easy to scoop out of where you won't spill your powder too. For this video, we're just going to be going with just holding the bottle. So again, 3.2, so we're going to do this twice. And when you get your powder, you're going to want to get a complete full scoop that's over the top with just a little bit. And then you're going to tap it down like this until it levels off very evenly. And that's a full scoop. Should be about 25 grains. 25.2. And we'll do it one more time, just to show you. Tapping it off. If you get a little over, you can also just dump just a little bit back inside of here. You might want to get something like a funnel set, or you can use a piece of paper to start reloading right away. And so let's try that one more time. This time I'm going to do just the cartridge tared. Again, I really recommend these Lee dies because they come with everything you need and they're a really good value for what you get. So our cartridge is tared, double check. Wow. These cheap scales, sometimes they're not quite as consistent. There we go. Remember, full scoop. Like, you don't want to just get a half scoop like that. It's going to be a couple grains less, not just tenths of a grain. And so when you get your scoop, make sure it's really full. Tap it off. That's a little less, so it's going to be shy. Should be about maybe 24.5 on that one. So you can almost see when you don't get a full scoop that it's going to be a little bit less. You can play around with the dippers in different combinations to get the desired cc's that you're looking for your specific powder and bullet and charge. These cases have already been shot, cleaned, sized, and after you size them, you want to check for that overall length. And the next one, we're going to go over how to trim. Again, tap it. Dies on the, or trim brass on the cheap. About 50, hopefully. So there you go. These are extremely accurate if you use them in a consistent manner. Just wanted to show you guys that you probably don't even need a scale. You can just use the dippers out in, if you're making plinking loads and it's within the safe pressure limits. So I hope this helped you guys, just get a little itch for reloading. Again, these cases were shot, sized. I checked for length to make sure that they're below the trim length, maximum trim length. And then after they were good to go, I went ahead and I primed them and I flared the mouth a little. It's important with 4570 if you're using lead bullets, to flare the mouth a little so the bullet will sit in there and not scrape off the lead, because it's a lot softer than normal bullets. I hope this helped, guys, and if you're really interested in me going over maybe some more powder funnels and things like that, maybe we can go over how to trim brass and things like that, please like and subscribe and post down below. I really appreciate it. Just take care and stay blessed, guys.